We continue with three-round mock drafts where the teams that made it to the divisional round of the playoffs. At 25, the Houston Texans. Houston needs one thing above all else, and I'm going to give them 2 of 3 picks that address this, and it's the offensive line. There is a player that I absolutely think would make Houston markedly better in the 2025 season, and they get him at number 25. Who is that guy? I'll tell you in just a second. I'm Jeremy Green of ESPN Radio Asheville, thesportsocracy.com, and NFLDraft.net, and this is a 3-round mock draft for the Houston Texans. We start at number 25 with Houston's first-round pick, Zabel, North Dakota State. This kid was absolutely immovable at the Senior Bowl. I watched him snap after snap after snap beat the best defensive lineman in this country. This kid is kind of like Zach Tom from the Green Bay Packers. I can't tell you what position he's going to play, but I can tell you he's going to be really good at it when he does. At the Senior Bowl, I saw him play center, guard, and tackle, and he absolutely dominated at all of them. I'm not sure he can be a left tackle. I'm also not sure he can't be a left tackle. 93.1 pass block grade last year at North Dakota State. He allowed 1 sack all year, only allowed 4 hurries all year. He was a left tackle at North Dakota State. He projects as a really good right tackle or an elite guard. Like I said, I don't know what position he's going to play. I don't really care because I know he's going to be really good when he plays it, and that's what Houston needs is an offensive lineman that they can count on. Zabel also really good as a run blocker. I think he could be an elite pulling guard in the NFL. First-round pick, number 25 overall, Zabel, offensive tackle out of North Dakota State. Round 2, they can't all be offensive linemen, but they can all be linemen. So I continue here. Pick 57, Derrick Harmon, defensive tackle out of Oregon. This kid is a pass-rushing monster, even though only had 9 sacks in the last 3 years. But if you dig a little deeper, hurries. 43 hurries in 2024, 17.6 pass rush win rate. There are certain teams that think he can play on the outside of a 3-4. I'm not one of those. I'm just going to put him on the interior. I'm going to teach him to play defensive tackle, teach him to really round off the game because he's a good run defender now, but he's not great, and he could use some extra moves. And one of the best ways to really help a young defensive tackle, especially one that can rush a passer the level he can, is put 2 good pass rushers on the outside of him. This would give Houston one of the most formidable defensive lines in all of the league. I also will one day figure out why teams can't figure out that Foley Fatukasi can only play in a 3-4. I love Derrick Harmon. I think he would be a great fit for Houston. I don't love him with every team, but I do love him in this situation. 57 overall, Derrick Harmon, defensive tackle out of Oregon to the Houston Texans. 1 pick left, and this is a position that I swear to you Houston has tried to address no less than 7 times in the last 10 years. It's center. This is not a great center class, but there is one that I look at the pieces that you already have, the way they fit together, and I think he would fit nicely in Houston. At 89, Jared Wilson, center out of Georgia. This is my number 1 center in the class, and it's by a pretty good bit. Really good pass blocker, really smart kid, and I think he would really help CJ Stroud in his development. He also doesn't have to play right away because you have Jared Patterson, who I think is serviceable. You have Juice Scruggs that I think is a movable piece on the interior. Somebody will say, and I know this is coming, that somebody will tell me, well, why would you throw this much capital at the offensive line? Because if you don't fix the offensive line, none of the rest of it matters. CJ Stroud regressed to a tremendous point last year, and it was all because of the offensive line. The weapons are there. If you get Tank Dell back, you've got Nico Collins. There are a slew of guys that I could look to add in day 3 because receiver is really deep in this class. Offensive line's not. If you don't address it in the first 2 days, you're probably not going to get a solution for 2025. If you like these picks, click the thumbs up right there at the bottom of this video and subscribe to the channel to see all of our mock drafts. You can also click the playlist to the right of my face to see all 32 teams. 3-round mock drafts. This is before the Combine. That's next week, and we will be there live. Me and the Canadan, David Smith of Armchair Commentary, we're bringing Canada and America together in Indianapolis. All 7 days of the Combine. We'll be there for every event. All the interviews, all the player workouts, everything. And we bring it to you right here in the Sportsocracy and at NFLDraft.net. You can find me on Twitter at ESPN Draft Nerd. I am the ESPN Draft Nerd. Jeremy Green of ESPN Radio Asheville and NFLDraft.net. And this has been a 3-round mock draft for the Houston Texans.
I'm unapologetic. Cancel, yeah, you can try. You can't cancel what's been tonight. I ain't been had a shit, no silver spoon, and